Good morning. This video is basically about the custody agreement that we came to and how I'm upset about the outcome of it. I've already made one, I believe, on how it actually is, but we were supposed to start the visits with my son where I got him for, 5, what it is, I get him for 5 days, she gets him for 5 days, I have him for 2 days, she has him for 2 days, and it goes back that. It's 5522 or some crap like that. And, Saturday was supposed to be the start of my visits. And we met at the police station, which is, where I'd prefer to meet at. And well, we didn't meet there, but I went there, me and my daughter, and we went up there and we waited and we waited and we waited. I gave them 15 minutes, and then I got to thinking, I did ask for them to start meeting me at 6 o'clock for after work, and I could see her twisting something around to where on a Saturday she'd go, I thought you meant 6 o'clock, every time. So we waited till 6 o'clock. At 5:59, I got a text, and I wish I was tech savvy enough to include, the text and the conversation that I'm going to talk about, but anyway, I'm not. That, how she said we, implying that her and her new husband had talked to Titus, my son, and how did she put that? And he has been crying all week. And it would probably be a good idea. He doesn't want to come to the visits, and it would be a good idea if you called him. Well, if any of you know, she has a restraining order on me. And even though, and I'm now on unsupervised probation because of it. And that's in my videos, but she's been trying to get me to contact her is what she's been trying to do. That would violate my probation and get me in more trouble and all that kind of crap. So the court paper says we're just allowed to talk about Titus, and I'm not calling her fucking phone because that leaves it open. Even though I have a phone recorder on my phone, that leaves it open to her saying, this is what you did. He said this, he said that. No. So I said, I contacted her back and said, Titus can call me if he wants to. And he did. He called me, and I was happy about that. Sorry, my sinuses are just mad crazy this morning. And he started off the phone call. I was like, hello, and he's like, Steve, which is my name. And I was like, okay, but I didn't say anything to him at that point about that. I did later on ask him why he was calling me that. And on this phone call, you could tell that he was being told what to say. I mean, my daughters were there, their boyfriends were there. I mean, everybody. It was obvious that he was being led. But he kept saying that he didn't want to come because he felt like he didn't want to because of the past where I was supposedly beating on them and I hit him all the time. And I told him too, I was like, Titus, that's not true. I said, I don't get how, you went from this caring person to just not caring at all about what you say and your actions, and it hurts me. I'm sorry. But I didn't say anything else to him other than that. I tried to they put me on the defense, and that's how I could tell one way that it was his mother guiding him, because I went instantly on defense mode. I wasn't no longer trying to keep a relationship with him. I was trying to protect myself, and that's the way she used to do. Is there, no matter what the subject was about, I would have to defend anything. And it just put me instantly into depression. And I mean, it broke my heart to hear my son talk to me this way, especially when he knows that shit never happened. And he even brought up the fact that his sisters, he didn't want to come either, and he didn't want to really talk to them, which he kind of did a little bit on the phone, but not a lot. I mean, it was, and the girls, they're really upset with him, and they didn't really want to talk to him, but I was like, you need to talk to your brother. And it's just, this person is killing this family. I mean, she's ripping it apart, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm torn because I know that he is falling into the same stuff that I did, and the same stuff that my oldest daughter did, and he's just trying to survive. But at the same time, I'm mad at him because he has an opportunity. He's had ample opportunities to tell someone in the justice system, this is not the way it is. My mom is telling me to say these things. My dad never did these things, and he hasn't. And I mean, and that's upsetting. But then again, on the flip side, I can understand why he's not, because he sees what his mother is able to get away with. And I'm sorry to say, but it is purely the fact because she is a woman. She has never produced any proof. I, on the other hand, have. And hey, guess what? I'm a man. She has nothing other than her word, which they go by. That's it. That is it. That's the complete load of her proof of burden. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but he sees that she gets away with that just by her word. And he knows that if my dad is telling the truth, and he's going through all this stuff, then what chance do I have? Because I live with the woman. He doesn't have to stay with her. But he's become a flying monkey, and that's a term that if you don't know about, I suggest you look it up and learn about it, because it is a very harmful person in a lot of ways, because you're trying to recover and heal, and this person keeps opening wounds up and is being used by the narcissist as a tool. And like my son, I don't think that they see it. I know that I didn't see it whenever I was being used by her, and I know my daughter didn't see it when she was being used by her. But I'm hoping, I contacted my lawyer, and I emailed him all the stuff, all but the phone recording, which there was more to it than that, but I mean, it's just whatever. But I emailed him hoping that he will actually do something, and I sent him some screenshots of some text where she got the divorce settlement or the custody settlement before I did, and she was asking for the parenting plan to start on the 18th. And that's another thing that bothered me, is it was Father's Day, and I didn't get to see my son on Father's Day, which I'm sure that was purely a coincidence. And that she happened to want to take vacation about that time. But she was wanting to know if we wouldn't switch it to that time so she could take vacation. And I never replied to her because I hadn't received my papers yet. I didn't know any of the terms of the thing. And secondly, I was tired of giving to them. I didn't want to have contact with her. There was no need for me to contact her. I didn't want to change the parenting plan. I wanted to see my son. Their vacation is not my fucking concern. It's not my business. I don't give a shit. This is something she said we set up a long time before. Oh, and in this text, it was really guilty to me. She said Titus would really enjoy going on this vacation. It would be really upsetting if he didn't go. That kind of crap. But I never replied. And whenever my son was on the phone and my daughter was talking to him, I said, ask him how the vacation went. And the whole time my son was on the phone, he was very combative. I mean, always always just right there in your face combative. And this is an 11-year-old kid, or soon to be 11. But I know he's going through a lot. I know he has to be. But anyway, she asked him about, how was the vacation? He goes, we're still on it. And I mean, that told us right there that they weren't ever planning on coming to the visit. They disregarded the court order, and I'm hoping that the fucking stupid judge that we have, I mean, he is. There's no other way to put it. He's a fucking moron. He's a mook. He's an idiot. He just sits up there and he doesn't pay attention to half the shit. He wouldn't allow any of the recordings because he didn't have time to listen to them. So, yeah, he's a fucking moron. I don't give a fuck. And, that's it. I mean, I'm hoping that they can get her on that, because before they kept saying, well, she's not breaking the order because she's bringing him up there. And now she's not. She didn't bring him up there. But my son was like, after that, he's like, well, are you going to make me come Monday? Because it's supposed to be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were supposed to be my 5 days. And I was like, yeah. So that tells me they probably won't be back until today anyway. Oh, and I called the sheriff's office, the Stoddard County Sheriff's Office at Bloomfield, Missouri, and it said, hey, this was about, I don't know, 6:30. I was like, hey, I've got a court order here saying that I have, custody rights to my son and that you're supposed to enforce it. I give him all my information. Okay, a deputy will call you back. Never heard a thing back. So an hour later, I called them. Oh, a deputy is fixing to call you back. Never heard from him. Still haven't. So today when I go up there, if my son doesn't show up, I'll probably go in there and talk to him. But this is the judicial system that we deal with. I mean, they just, unless it's making them money, they don't give a shit. That's just it. They don't give a shit. But, I mean, I don't know if you can tell I'm a little aggravated, and I think I have every right to be aggravated. I've been railroaded by the system ever since the beginning, and all I've tried to do is help my son get away from a narcissist that wants to do nothing but use him for her own selfishness. I mean, come on. And they've enabled it. I mean, so yeah, I'm bitter toward the system. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this is going to go. I'll probably give y'all an update, because hopefully my lawyer will get the email. He'll do something. I'll call him a little later and see if I haven't, received an email back from him. But I don't know. And I asked him in my email too. I was like, is this going to be the normal thing? I mean, there's a fucking court order that says she has to tell him to come with me, and here she is saying in this email, we talked to him and he doesn't want to go. Okay, well, he still has to come. But she's got him so brainwashed now, it's ridiculous. This kid is not even the same, and that's what worries me. Is I'm afraid that he's going to get into depression, because sooner or later he's going to start seeing through her crap. He sooner or later will. How long that's going to be, I don't know. But eventually he will. And then the guilt of what he's done to his sisters, to me, to himself, is just, I think it's going to hurt him. I think it's really going to bother him. And I mean, if you're already in the state where you're tore down from being with a narcissist, you're already weakened, and your trust with anyone has been destroyed, your heart is broken, and then you have all this other stuff piled on top of it, and you're just a young kid. I mean, your whole world has been devastated. I mean, I can only assume how I would feel, if that was me. But I did my little rant for the day. But I don't know. I want my son to come around, but I'm scared of him being around me, because I'm just so scared that they're going to fucking say some stupid shit just because they know that they'll be believed. But I've already told my daughters not to leave me alone with him. I'm going to have my phone recording all the time, and we'll see how that works out. Because I want no way for them to say that there was an opportunity for anything to happen. That's where I'm at.